Alright, boys, so literally in a few hours the stream has to happen for Grand Cross, and like just news has been dropping for Grand Cross and now Origin as well. This is actually insane. So first off, there is info about Origin, but mainly this article is talking about 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. You gotta see this. There's a lot of info here, confirming some of our worries, some of our things that we've been wondering. Some really cool things also. So there's like collaboration info in here. There's like info on what's coming next to Grand Cross. In the future, how far Grand Cross is planned, what Origin will contain, all that stuff. So there's a lot in this article to go over. I'll see you on stream in a little bit. I'm still streaming, calm down. But let's talk about this first. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Let's jump straight into this. So first off, this is an interview that was held. Again, this was retweeted right away from the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross Twitter. That's where I got it from. So again, if I open this here, the website wasn't even working. I had to like translate it in a different format. First off, the entire thing that they're mentioning in this entire article, first is 7 Deadly Sins Origin. But they also want to talk about 7 Deadly Sins Battle of Light, which is also named this, right? So keep that in mind. They wanted to go over and see what is the plan, what is the entire idea for Grand Cross after Origin releases. What is your plan for Grand Cross down the line? What is happening? How's it going to go? So first off, what will happen to Grand Cross in the future, okay? At this time, the Indie Game With editorial department, we are about to ask this, okay? So exclusively in Japan. In this article, I'm going to introduce some of the contents, shows all this stuff over here, which again, the main 4 things I talked about. Main thing though that I wanted to go over here, it starts off with how do you collect feedback about the game? Practically, he says they gather from the everyone, official forums, YouTube, and various fan communities. So they do pick up info from YouTubers. Hey, I'll take that. What is the most requested player request? What is the most requested player request? It is difficult to explain one by one because there are so many. But the most important factor is that the players can play the game as comfortably and enjoyably as possible. To the nature of the game, the play style, the account fighting class, characters owned in each person's experience are different. So we are trying to get various opinions from as many players as possible. How far is the story of 7 Great Sins, the Battle of Light and Darkness? Again, so that's Grand Cross. How far is it planned? So he practically goes on to say here that Ragnarok was released in June last year. It has become a hot topic both globally and in Japan, and I felt the expectations of the players. In particular, I felt that there was a great deal of interest in the characters types that were not in the original, again, in 7 Deadly Sins, such as Magelda and Scotty, which was like everyone's like 2 favorite characters so far, and Brunhild, can't forget that. Sigurd literally fell off because wifey took over. The original story said here and practically just shows the entire thing. There is an opinion among the players Ragnarok is a slow to develop, but how about that? Since the original story and Ragnarok story are being developed together, there is a tendency for the story development to be delayed due to issues such as the update schedule. I'm also aware that one update isn't enough to immerse you in the story, and I feel very distressed. Still, we are trying, we were still at a level of the first half of the whole story, and we are trying to provide more attractive Ragnarok stories in the future, so please look forward to that. The main story is also heading toward the second half of the 3rd term, and I think that that we will continue into the 4th term and the ending, and there will be plans for story after that. So again, the question was asked. The response was, in fact, there are no plans after the ending that have been completely finalized. However, I would like to continue the show and the story of the original. In addition, after the end of the 4th term, there is a plan to develop the story of the latest work of the author, The 4 Knights of Apocalypse. We'll let you know when it's decided a little bit more clearly, so stay tuned. So again, there is plans. The story is not going to end right after the Sins story ends. It's going to continue on into the 4 Knights of Apocalypse, which is a big confirmation. We did see them retweet something about the 4 Knights of Apocalypse a little bit ago. So big confirmation there, which is really cool. He also goes on to state this. What is it? There's been re-implementing of the collaborations through the developer's notebook. Is there anything correctly or concrete on this entire decision with collaborations? Again, we have a leak. We kind of know. It's more concrete than ever now. As you know, collaboration is carried out through collaboration and contracts with other companies. Therefore, it is difficult to pre-publish before it is completely decided, so please understand this part. What I can say for sure at this point is that we are planning to continue to hold various events such as reprint collaborations and new collaborations in order to provide players with the new experience and fun through collaboration. So a big thing there, again, we've seen this in dev notes, they still plan on doing new collaborations and old ones because of the fest cycle and how that's all been going down. We haven't seen the collaboration in a little bit now, so big confirmation there. Again, it's been confirmed, but they're continuing on with that. In the current Greco, there are many missions and quests, so-called daily routines, and there is an opinion that duplicate content is repeated. How is the improvement around that? It's been 3 years since Grand Cross started its service, but I'm aware that the number of contents and daily routines provided will be considerably large, and it will take more time. Normally, when adding new content, we make efforts in trial and error to reduce the playtime to the existing content. We will continue to improve the existing current system for a while reducing the daily routines and plan more fun upgrades in the future, so please look forward to it. Again, they just show an image of the Demon Boss here, which is the greatest daily function ever. Please tell us about the coin shop improvements. Have they begun the process of the update? But there are many opinions that the cost performance of the new products are not good. Are there any plans for the review? Dude, they saw my video. I'm just kidding. The coin shop is still undergoing reorganization, and the reorganization is part of that. I'm aware that the opinions are that is disappointing, but since it is still in the early stages of reorganization, there are no plans to add new products immediately. However, due to the characteristics of Grand Cross, we plan to continue reorganizing the shop due to fluctuations in product value. Practically, yeah, wait for it. We're not adding anything right now. Give us more time. And then depending on what you want right now, that was already there. Wait on that too. So not really anything there special. Just want to put that out there. Although the amount of gold received is increasing, there's no plan, no place to use it other than the equipment gacha. That it seems the number of players who tend to have too much will increase. Do you have any plans for new consumption locations? Is this article for Grand Cross or Origins? I can't tell. It's just like Grand Cross only right now. At this point, I think that increasing the number of places where gold is consumed may further widen the gap between players. The reason why the equipment gacha was originally changed from diamond to gold was to eliminate the disparity. Currently, I think the equipment gacha is fully fulfilling its role as a place to consume golds, only when it's on rate up. Rather than increasing the current consumption space, I think that is necessary to shorten the time to consume gold through the equipment gacha and improve the time or improve the part that consumes gold only at the equipment gacha event to some extent increase. So yeah, well, the 3rd anniversary of the service is approaching and the number of new / returning players is increasing. It may be difficult to catch up with existing players. How about this area? I've been watching over new members in Netmarble. Okay, I couldn't speak there, I'm sorry. But I feel that there are many problems again due to the gap from existing players. With this in mind, we plan to direct the lineup of festival events and gachas to new / returning players while continuing to provide events and system support to grow the character. Wait, what? We plan to direct the lineup of festival events and gachas to help new / returning players. Okay, I'm guessing like the banner system. So like who's on the banner, right? However, I think part of about collecting characters should give more players the same opportunity rather than just for new and returning players. Okay, what the 7 Deadly Sins origin is, I'm only on page 6 here, so this is going to be a 10-minute video. I'm so sorry. I'm not dragging it. I'm trying to read as fast as possible. What the 7 Deadly Sins origin aims for, and what will happen in the Greco in the future. First of all, we'd like to express our gratitude to many people around the world, including South Korea, for their interest. As introduced here, this was like the press conference they had. It's a game open world, massively multiplayer online character collecting game genre. Going down over here, this is a promotional video release practically. What will become of the hot topic? What is it? Conscious? What is this? I think that people who watched the game thought of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Genshin as many players expect. There are similarities to these two games mentioned due to the nature of the open world genre. However, as a game developer, I think that I have an original system only for Origin regarding the battle mechanism and gameplay, and in fact, I'm developing this part with a great deal of attention. Is this based on the original story? In Origin, we are preparing the original story based on the multiverse of 7 Deadly Sins through collaboration with Kodansha. We are preparing to deliver a new story different from the original based on the strengths and weaknesses gained through previous or various experiences cultivated in the development of Ragnarok, which is the original story of Grand Cross. In addition, we're preparing a suitable story for an open world. Wow. Okay, so it's not the original. It's not like it's going to be a spin-off story of the. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know. The 7 Deadly Sins Origin exclusive interview, okay? NTP announced a total of 5 games, but there seems to be a concern among the players that the 5 developments may neglect the future updates of Greco. First off, Grand Cross and Origin are developed in the same studio, but because the development teams are different, updates will not be neglected because of the new work. I'm also the developer of Grand Cross, but I'm also the player who recently completed the Constellation of Lazy and achieved a 10 million account battle. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, 10 million TC. Oh my god. As a gamer who played the game without spending a lot of money while sleeping, I myself am very concerned that the update of Grand Cross will not be carried out properly because of the new work. So such concerns are, please think that it is not. What? Practically he's saying that I see what you're trying to say and you shouldn't worry. I think that's what he's trying to get at there. I think. So does that mean that you don't have to worry about content development and play the content of Grand Cross in the future? Actually, the question is also the biggest reason for the response or responding to this interview. Of course, Origin was released, and there are parts where the reaction of the players around the world, including South Korea, was better than expected. But the reaction from the players of Grand Cross that update seems to be neglected, I was very surprised. As I mentioned earlier, Grand Cross and Origin have the same IP, and Origin is the successor to Grand Cross, but it is a game that pursues completely different fun in the genre and playing method. We plan to continuously update Grand Cross both while developing Origin and after its release. Practically, I said this too, it's two different games. You wouldn't kill your turn-based game because it's two different audiences, right? A lot of people don't play Genshin because it's, you know, open world, all that, too much to do. Grand Cross because it's like you can have fun while you do other stuff. Mainly people that are like very busy that, you know, just want to have a game on the side as a fun thing. That's Grand Cross. So we're chilling, boys. We're not shut down territory. Calm down. But then again, we have some final words here. I am very grateful to all the players who played 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross for 3 years in Korea and Japan and nearly 2 years globally. There were a lot of trial and error in the service for a long time. Based on what I learned in the process, I will do my best to continue to change the future of Grand Cross and convey new enjoyment. Of course, we are also preparing Origin so that you can feel the fun different from Grand Cross. So please look forward to that. Thank you very much. And that seems to be it. So that's the entire statement that we have, which is insane. Okay, it did confirm a lot of stuff. First off, if you wanted your answer, they're not going to go and just shut down the game. Again, they wouldn't say that in any interview and be like, yeah, we're shutting it down. Like, obviously they won't say that. But you have your confirmation that they will continue to update it. They will put effort into it. It's two different teams. Rather, it's the same team, but two different like department type thing, right? So people to work on that, people work on this. Origin has big plans and they do have a lot of stuff. Trying to make it unique from the style of Genshin or Breath of the Wild. You have confirmation that yes, it's going to continue on into the Fortnite story. That is their plan right now. It's in the early stages of that plan. But we also have Ragnarok, which is the 24 chapters that's going to all be completed through, and they're going to try and like speed them up and try to get them out a little bit faster for players. Collaborations, they still have plans for that. A bunch of info in this article, which again, it's basic confirmations. The longevity of the game, pretty cool to see. Again, we will see Origin probably later this year, early next year. So big confirmations, big news here today. Hopefully you were able to enjoy that. I'm sorry if my reading skills were terrible right now. It is literally 1:30 a.m. and I gotta be live in like freaking 4 hours, so that's gonna be fun. Catch you then, enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, and that's been the news.